What's going on, people? This is probably one of the most important videos I've made to date in my 6-7 year career on YouTube. I've learned a lot. But let me tell you where it started. It's an observation. YouTube for me has been a social experiment. Glendon Cameron reached out to me about 6 months ago, I want to say, maybe longer. And he came to me, and I heard the frustration in his voice, and I hear him say, I can't do it no more, can't do it no more. And I'm wondering, what is he talking about? At first I thought, like, maybe is he stopping YouTube? And he say, dude, the people that I'm attracting that want something for free, because you and I have both given out free content for so long. But what has happened is we've attracted a community of people who talk about doing it, but really haven't. That have been doing things for 5 to 6 years and there's no real growth in their life. That will come to you and spend a lot of time with you, and you will spend a lot of time with them, but then when you go back a week later, they have not did any changes. They haven't did the mind shift that needs to happen where you jump out of the plane even though you're scared. So at that point, I thought, well, maybe Glendon is not really understanding the people, because I didn't click. Even though I had many examples around me, and even with myself, with the type of coaching that I paid for and went after, which was a much high level, and then you find that some of those coaches don't know much as you do. It's like, Glendon and I both, we both have been through the trenches of business and making mistakes ourselves and learn from those mistakes and still in the game. There are people who create channels, they're fly-by-nights on YouTube, and they get a lot of traction, and the next thing you know, they're gone. That's how I measure if a person loves something or not. Because when you're not paid and you don't get anything, you stick with it. But I've had the privilege of helping a lot of people. One story in particular was a gentleman that called me years ago from Australia. Lost. Was with a girlfriend, and he wanted to move to China because he taught himself Mandarin. He wanted to move to China to become a disc jockey. His girlfriend wasn't having it. Even though she was Chinese, she wasn't having it. So I asked him, if you stay in this current situation you are now, and it's 20 years later, would you be upset that you didn't take this opportunity to China? And he said, yes. I said, then you know what to do. 2 weeks later, he called me. He said, I bought my ticket, and I broke up with my girlfriend. I'm going to China. Went to China, didn't go to Shanghai first, got an opportunity in the part of China that was close to Russia, became a disc jockey, stayed there for a while, paid his dues, eventually went to Shanghai, became a disc jockey, and this is a white guy now, white rapper, he became a rapper in Chinese, was rapping Mandarin, and was great, moving up the charts. Now, he's working for the Australian embassy in China, and he's married. Now he's getting ready to go back to Australia, but he wouldn't have had that experience if he wouldn't have called me. Because one thing I notice about me is that I really care about people. There are not many people on here that will take time out of their day to do videos that they don't have to do to help people they don't have to help for free. I've been told by so many people, hey, look, man, I could never spend my time that way. And I said, well, maybe you didn't afford the money. But now I see what they're saying. I no longer want to spend time with people who want to tell me fantasies. No longer. I want serious people. There's a client I have now that every week she calls me. Every week she calls me. She's done her homework. She's made changes. And I asked her a powerful question today. I said, how is life going? She said, you know what? I can't complain. Because one thing you don't know, people, is that when you start taking action, you know those prayers that a lot of poor people pray when they don't take any action and they want the action to come? It happens when you're moving. She said, as I was taking this action, I got an offer for a higher paying job. Now, she doesn't want to stay at a job, but a higher paying job will help her in this situation. right? But what I'm saying is tomorrow is not the day. Today is the day. There is no perfect time. You know, I've had people that I've given very low prices to, and they have to think about it. They're not ready. So at this point, I want serious people. And when I say serious, even though you are scared shitless that you're ready to move now, you're ready to go overseas, you're ready to start the business you've been hemming and hawing about for years, you're ready to write the book that you've been talking to all your friends about, and when people ask you, have you got started? No, I haven't been started yet, because you're scared and you're letting the fear control you. I don't have time for people that no more. I will give you free videos. But if you want to contact me from now on, and we're going to talk on a personal level, I want serious people. I want people that when you give homework to, when you give them something that's going to help them step out of that comfort zone, that they're ready to go. My question to you, are you ready to go? So I'm going to put a link in this box. And I'm going to start sending questionnaires out to my people who want to contact me on a personal level, because I've reached the point now I don't have time. And I definitely don't have time for people who are not ready to change, because what you don't understand is your growth is a 50-50 exchange. And what I mean by that, you have to do 50% of the work, and 50% of my work is inspiring you to do it and putting tasks that are in your life that are going to move you to the next level. Because you see, I've already crossed that threshold. I've already crossed the point of no return. I got to go forward. But some people have not even got on that road yet. They're still thinking about it. Well, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, today, that you're not going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve until you get on the road. And a lot of you may be thinking you're getting on the road just because you thought about it. And you say, oh, next year is going to be my year. Then at the end of the year, oh, next year is going to be my year. Every year at the end of the year, you have this talk like, this is it. And it'll last for about maybe a month. Sometimes it lasts 16 days. And then it's gone. And then all of a sudden, December comes back, and then you're ready. So my thing is, are you ready? Are you ready to move to the next level? Now, some of you are going to complain about the price and the thing. I am no longer entertaining trolls. I am no longer entertaining people that are going to try to get me to come down to the level of fear where people don't start and say, well, you don't understand. I do understand. I grew up with no wealth. I grew up with people who didn't know how they were going to even eat the next day, let alone think about themselves and success. I grew up with people who said, well, we're poor and that's just the way it is. And I've seen the change of people who work their ass off and the people that don't. This is why I rarely leave the home. And this is no insult, and I don't want you to take it this way, but I can tell you right now, being normal is a disease. We were meant to be great. We all were given gifts. And the people that activated those gifts became nationally known, world known. The Paul McCartneys, the Michael Jacksons, the Stephen Currys, the Ernest Hemingways, Maya Angelos. These are people that walked out and jumped out of the plane and didn't even worry about was there a parachute. They figured it out. They became obsessed with their goals. They became obsessed with their gift. They didn't care about sleep. I get all these people that commenting me and telling me about, well, you need to get your 8 hours. Well, that's great for you. Right? One of the reasons why I can't sleep is because I love what I do. Sleep to me is almost prison. I'll lay down and get some rest, but then as soon as I open my eyes and I feel like I'm rested, I'm back at it. And that's the way I look at it. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. We're not going to go back and forth. If that works for you, that's fine. But what is your bank account saying? You know, one thing that Brian Tracy said, because a lot of people think that all the free information that's all on the internet, that's how you're going to get to your riches. No. The people that I've came in contact with, and myself included, when I paid my money and I got in that space where people who were gladiators lived, and they told me things like, shut up. What I just told you to do, do it. I don't care if you're scared. Open the channel. Start the blog. Go in a place and ask for a speaking, a speaking gig. Get clients. Stop being afraid to ask for the money. Stop being afraid of this. When I stepped in that room, the first thing I noticed was it's a mind shift. I have high-class people that call me. People who only call me now because they see that I've been in this space for so long and I haven't left, and they said, that guy's serious. But you can't come to them with any bullcrap. You can't come to them with any dreams, because they'll look at you like, are you serious? So you really want $1 million, right? Yeah, I really want it. What are you going to do to get it? How are you going to make it happen? Because dreams are good, but action is better. You don't need a lot of talk. Let your actions speak for itself. And I'm sorry if I'm going in a rant, but you need to hear this. Because you need to ask yourself, like a gentleman said today, he said, I've gotten most of my information I know from the free internet. Okay. What does your bank account say? What do your assets say? Are you traveling the way you want to travel? Or are you one of the ones that I can't afford to? You know, when I get ready to travel, and I don't travel, you guys follow me, I don't travel like everybody else. I don't go any resorts or anything like that where you have to sit there and meet people that you live in the same country with. I'm tired of having conversations with these people. Now, I'm not saying I'm better. Now, I'll talk and give guidance, but don't tell me that I can't go somewhere because it's so scary, and be careful when you've never been there yourself. When you go to these other countries, you find out that America is probably one of the most dangerous countries in the world, next to Syria and Iraq and all these other war-torn countries. Because we're gun-toting individuals. I'm going to die anyway. But I'm going to die doing what I want to do, and I'm not going to be afraid to do it. And just because you're afraid to do it, don't spread that disease to everybody else. Nobody wants to hear it. And the ones that hear it, they limit themselves on life. So from now on, this point, you're about to see a new Abdul. You're going to see Abdul in the real light. Not the light of, let me bring it down, let me do it here. In the light of, I'm going to speak to my higher self. My higher self has taken over the channel. The guy that I hide from everyone else because he's too intense. He's too crazy. What do you mean you only slept 1 hour last night? What do you mean you sit around and watch documentaries and read and you don't go outside every night? What do you mean that you don't tell people that you can't go out and hang out with them because you don't want to hang out with them? Because you're tired of hearing the same old, tired down, run down communication. You're tired of small talk. I want champions. And everybody that's listening to this has the potential to be a champion, but for some reason, you've been waiting around for too long. When my phone rings, I want clients that are ready to change. And if you're not ready, that's great. We'll have some free material for you. Go watch the YouTube channel. Go check those out. But when you're ready to say, I'm tired of having the same problems over and over, and you're ready to do it, those are the people I want to talk to. Those are the people. When my clients call me, the ones I have now, I love talking to them. Because I know on that phone, they're about to tell me the change. And that change is going to make their lives. That change, when they say, you know what? When I came to you, I started this way. Now, because I can tell you right now, this is not tooting my own horn. I have experience. I failed so much in life. I've been through experiences that the average Joe has never been through. So if you're still here, you're a champion. Something inside of you is trying to erupt. So I'm going to put the link inside the description box of how to get in contact with me, because I want the winners. I want the people who are ready to do something. I don't want the complainers, because the number one rule in changing yourself is to take 100% responsibility for you. Anything that you have in your bank account right now is not because of the white man. It's not because of your religion. It's not because your dad was an alcoholic or your mom was a crackhead. It's not because of it. It's because of your actions. If you have a nice amount, man, you got a good habit. But if you've been having the same tired account for so many years, it's because of your actions. You're not taking enough risk. And I'm not saying you got to bet the farm, but you got to start in a good way. So those are people who want to talk to people. So I'm going to end this video. Usually I don't do a 16-minute, but I felt I had to speak from the heart for a second, because I can't take it anymore. I can't take this watered down conversation. I want winners. And that's what I'm going to get. So with that said, good people, thank you for watching me over the years. I'm still going to do video, but like I said, the higher self Abdul that shines in this space right here, and then when he comes on camera, he kind of brings it down, no longer exists. He's gone. I actually said goodbye to him before we actually started the show. So I'm taking it over for right now, the higher self. So I'm going to leave it at that, good people. You take care. Let's win. You put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. If you want to contact me, let's get started. So until next time, signing off.